Many different types of businesses need buy and sell agreements. Most of the agreements are developed inside the operating agreement, such as a partnership or a shareholder. And those agreements are necessary to find out how you're going to handle a disability between a shareholder or a partner, and also if there's a disability and a death. And so those items need to be addressed in every business to see how the succession of the business is going to take place. Of course, from there, you need to have a valuation. Scott has a certification in valuation, and that valuation number is important because if you're disabled or if there's a death or even a divorce, it can cause a lot of strife in the operation of that business.
To me, it's always interesting the people who don't understand buy-sell agreements even when they execute them. And that's kind of what I found in the case. I was an expert witness in a deposition lawsuit last month, and really it was very interesting that it was a healthcare company. It was about 5 years old, and they had 4 different owners. There was a brother and a sister who owned a majority of the company, and there were 2 other minority owners. And one of the minority owners, they called her shares, and that they bought her out as a part of the business activities. And as per the buy-sell agreement, they had the right to do that. And a part of that, the specifics was that she was bought out at fair market value as opposed to fair value. And there's a couple of really key distinctions between fair value and fair market value. And in fair market value, you're going to take a discount for lack of marketability, as well as a lack of control or a minority interest discount. That's going to reduce the value anywhere from 40 to 60%. And what she wanted was a fair value, which is common if that is in the buy-sell agreement, which that you do not have those discounts, which has a dramatic impact on the value of the business. And that's what she was, her side argued, but they were not successful based on the buy-sell agreement. And what they were arguing is that a fair market value is based on a willing buyer and a willing seller. And obviously she was not a willing seller in this case. But
was it important for the buy-sell agreement to detail how the valuation is computed?
It is, and that's where the real key terminology there is it's going to be based on fair value or fair market value. And in this case, they wanted fair value, but what the shareholder agreement or the buy-sell agreement said was fair market value. So they ended up dropping, after the deposition, they ended up dropping their case because obviously they weren't going to be successful, and there was a difference of, a significant difference in the value of those companies.
So there's a huge need for a buy-sell agreement and for the agreement to be very definitive. And that's really important. And there can be then a sale of a business or a disposition. It could be a purchase of the stock back, for instance, in a corporation, or it could be a redemption by the corporation itself. Very important to have a buy-sell agreement in a business operation.